Gates got Meredith Vieira, Jeremy Piven, and a top 10 with Vince Vaughn. All new tonight.
Not everyone can be a rock star. One unknown person will get a chance to live their dream and become the lead singer of Tommy Lee's new band, Supernova. Who will it be? Rockstar Supernova premieres CBS Wednesday, July 5th.
Coming up on Eyewitness News 9, Nightside.
It won't be long before the tall ships sail into Beaufort and Morehead City. What state and local officials are doing to make sure the festival is safe.
And
the White House is praising the Iraqi people tonight for leading U.S. forces to the most wanted man in Iraq. How U.S. bombs took out the head of a murderous terror ring.
plus,
It's one of the most congested roads in the east. Expanding it was supposed to start this month. So what's the holdup?
also,
So another evening of stormy weather with hailstorms and strong gusty winds. They are now leaving the area. I'll tell you what's coming for the weekend coming up.
this is Eyewitness News 9, Nightside.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alan Hoffman. Thanks for being with us on Eyewitness News 9 tonight. Of course, it has been something of a stormy night as weather moved through the east. Question is, what's clear and what's not? So let's throw it right over to Storm Team 9, Chief Meteorologist Philip Williams for the very latest.
And now the last warning for severe weather was about an hour and a half ago. Right now, thunder showers beginning to decrease in intensity. Most of the heaviest ones are now just off the coast. Live Viper 9 showing us these very intense storms here in our 3D mode. We can also see where the lightning strikes are hitting the water out there, but there are still some storms over land. We're seeing these storms now from Bertie County up through Chowan County. These storms lifting off towards the northeast. Other thunder showers now also moving into Dare and Tyrrell County. Lighter rains now for Pamlico County down through Carteret. A closer view now on some of these heavier storms here crossing the Alligator River. Now producing some lightning strikes, some heavy downpours. That's moving up towards Manteo and Mans Harbor. Other storms now on Highway 17. These from Edenton up to Hertford. They're heading off towards Elizabeth City. Elsewhere, places like Greenville, you had a thunderstorm earlier this evening. Those storms, though, have now weakened. Some lighter showers about to fade away and dry up. I'll have your forecast for the weekend coming up.
Thanks, Philip. And with tonight's stormy weather, it's a good time to tell you about a new service to help you keep ahead of the storm. You can sign up for our On Your Side text alerts for your cell phones and PDAs. And there's a lot of information we can send to you. All you have to do is log on to WNCT.com, choose from a selection of breaking news alerts, a daily weather forecast, hurricane and severe weather alerts, polls and surveys, or coupons and contests, and it all goes to your phone or PDA. It's easy to enroll. It's free. It's another way. Eyewitness News 9 is on your side. The man who terrorized Iraq with waves of bombings and beheadings is dead. Abu Musab al-Zarqawi killed dozens of American troops with suicide car bombs, and today he died in an explosion of an American bomb dropped by an F-16. Aline Sergani has more on the life and, more importantly, the death of America's most wanted in Iraq.
American and Iraqi troops survey the rubble where the most feared terrorist in Iraq was finally taken out. Abu Musab al-Zarqawi's reign of terror came to an end in a remote farmhouse northeast of Baghdad. Major General William Caldwell described how two F-16s zeroed in on their target.
The lead aircraft is going to engage it here with a 500-pound bomb on the target. They are going to do a reattack, and you'll see the second 500-pound bomb go in.
The U.S. military showed photos as further proof of Zarqawi's death. 6 people in all were killed, including Zarqawi's spiritual leader, Sheikh Abin al-Rahman. Special Operation Forces kept close tabs on him, and that eventually led them to Zarqawi's safe house.
Through painstaking intelligence efforts, they were able to start tracking him, monitoring his movements, and establishing when he was doing his link-ups with Zarqawi.
Zarqawi waged a bloody campaign of bombings and beheadings in Iraq. U.S. officials say the Jordanian-born militant and al-Qaeda leader in Iraq is responsible for thousands of deaths. But President Bush says Zarqawi's downfall does not mean the mission in Iraq is over.
We can expect the terrorists and insurgents to carry on without him. We can expect the sectarian violence to continue.
That was evident on Thursday. A string of attacks killed nearly 40 people in Baghdad. The question now is who will take over after Zarqawi. The U.S. military believes an Egyptian, Abu al-Masri, will take over as al-Qaeda's leader in Iraq. But the group's website suggests it could be an Iraqi. Claudia Coffey for CBS News, Washington.
And our state has been deeply involved with the war on terror. Troops from North Carolina have been in Zarqawi's bomb sites for some time. In fact, the commander at Fort Bragg says the news of his death and the successful operation to eliminate him is welcome.
The Iraqi people have suffered mightily at his hands. Americans have suffered at his hands. The innocents have suffered. Jordanians have suffered. He attacked weddings for crying out loud in Jordan.
But with the good news of Zarqawi's death, there is some sad news to tell you about from the East. A Marine from Camp Lejeune died in fighting in Iraq this week. Sergeant Mark Smikowski was with the 2nd Recon, 2nd Division, 2nd Meth. An Ashe County family claims they are victims of a hate crime. The Few family says it all began when they refused to sell a car to a person over the phone. They say they started getting harassing phone calls. Mary Few claims she recently came home to find her husband's tractor pulled out and a cross burning on her backyard. And today she says her home had KKK spray painted on either side of the house. But to police in Middlesex who investigated, things took a strange turn.
When we canvassed the area over there, right after that, I found a red spray paint can under his shelter. It was hid.
Now, Police Chief Charles Farrell says aside from the spray can paint, the family's reaction to the investigation makes him suspicious. He says the family will not cooperate with the department on tracing those so-called harassing phone calls. Farrell says even though the case seems strange, he will continue to track it wherever it leads him. After an ongoing investigation into illegal drug sales, an arrest is finally made. Greenville police have arrested 26-year-old Damon Teach at his home yesterday. They say they found 93 grams of cocaine with a street value of $9,000. They also found 8 grams of marijuana and a 12-gauge shotgun. Teach is in jail on $250,000 bond at the Pitt County Detention Center. And a 15-year-old faces some hefty adult charges tonight. Greenville police say a tip led them to a teenager believed to be involved in an attempted rape and robbery. A 25-year-old woman at the Medical Oaks apartment says she was taking out the trash. Someone jumped out from behind a bush, forced her back into her apartment, and tried to rape her. She got away. Now, police say they also believe that 15-year-old, who they will not name, broke into the Cornerstone Christian Child Care Center in May. Right now, the teenager is being held on a secured juvenile detention order. Carteret County is preparing for 5 days of excitement in what some call a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Pepsi's America's Sail 2006 is bringing the Tall Ships Festival to Beaufort and Morehead City. It all started when a local pirate, Captain Sinbad, won a race that allows the winner to host the Tall Ships Festival. With an estimated 250,000 people expected to attend, the locals are worried about overcrowding. From the night side, Leda Mohammed is on your side with more on how officials plan to keep the festival safe for such a large crowd.
During a normal 4th of July week, Beaufort is packed with tourists. Add the massive Tall Ships Festival to this small city, and congestion may be an understatement.
On top of our normal 150 to 180,000 people, is it going to make a difference? Absolutely. You're going to see a difference in traffic flow. It's going to be more difficult to get around.
Carteret County Emergency Services Director Alan Smith says preparing for the Tall Ships Festival is like preparing for a hurricane.
During a normal hurricane, we don't work with anywhere near the number of agencies that we've worked with in planning for this event.
More than 40 local and state agencies have been planning for the last year and a half for hundreds of thousands to attend the festival. There will be plenty of vehicles to help keep the roads clear. 120 buses and vans will provide free shuttle service from park and ride lots. 100 highway patrol troopers will help keep the traffic flowing smoothly.
We're bringing 2 helicopters, one of which will be equipped with a closed-circuit TV system.
Security at the port will resemble an airport checkpoint with metal detectors and baggage searches. But people will have a little more freedom along the waterfront.
We haven't restricted the water zone at all. You'll be able to get in close proximity to the vessels and see it. Of course, the Coast Guard will be deployed.
But aside from a few blocks around downtown Beaufort, no roads will be closed and no routes will change. In Carteret County, Layla Muhammad, Eyewitness News 9 on your side.
Now, the festival will run from June the 30th through July the 5th, and some events are free, others require a ticket. Shuttle services are free. For more information, just log on to our website at WNCT.com. Traffic, we all sit in it. It gives us headaches. One major transportation project is supposed to relieve some of those headaches, but it's on hold again. The Fire Tower Road project in Greenville will widen the road on a 2.5-mile stretch from Corey Road to Highway 11. The Fire Tower Road expansion was supposed to start more than 2 years ago, estimated to cost about $11.2 million. But the project has hit some roadblocks. It was delayed until this month, and the construction costs have grown to $15.6 million. Now, just when you thought construction would start, another delay. Down on your side's Carol Lusk wants to know why there's another holdup and when the project will finally begin.
The project limits are basically from Corey Road all the way to NC11 Memorial Drive.
The Fire Tower Road project is creeping along as slowly as the traffic. And like a lot of other transportation projects, Greenville Public Works Director Tom Tysinger says this one has a long and bumpy history.
There was a lawsuit that slowed the project down by about 2.5 years.
The lawsuit was over how the road would be divided. The DOT and the people eventually came to a compromise. Some portions will have 5 lanes with a middle turning lane, similar to this one. Other areas, 4 lanes with a divided median section. But the roadblocks were far from over.
And now we're dealing with financial dilemmas and problems.
Funding delays from the state and even federal government.
The federal funds are cut back to some degree based on Hurricane Katrina relief efforts. There's also been the war in Iraq, so some of the monies that we had anticipated coming into the state have not been furnished as yet.
According to state DOT engineers, about 24,000 cars travel along Fire Tower Road in Greenville every day, which makes rush hour traffic along this busy roadway look more like a parking lot.
Tysinger says things will get a little worse before they get any better.
It is going to be built under traffic, which means you'll be able to continue to travel along that road, but there will be it will be even more congested during construction than it is today.
So remember to drive with extra caution and patience now and once the project starts. In Greenville, Carol Lusk, Eyewitness News 9 on your side.
DOT engineers tell us the soonest the Fire Tower Road project can start now is in August. It'll probably start a little later in the fall. And remember, once it starts, Fire Tower Road will be a construction zone for about 2 years. Well, you might also wonder about some huge metal objects you've seen lying alongside Fire Tower Road as you pass by. Those are new utility poles, which are a whole new project in themselves. Due to the widening of Fire Tower, Greenville Utilities must relocate its utility lines. GUC is in the process of putting up the big metal poles, and the crews will eventually remove those old wooden utility poles. Now, most of us take multivitamins every day, and we think we're doing something good for our bodies. The Institute of Health says that's true, but there is a risk. Some people may be getting a vitamin overload. This happens when people eat a balanced diet, take a multivitamin, and then take other supplements. An overload can cause unpleasant side effects, so can you still get enough nutrients without taking vitamins? Well, dietitians say it is possible for most people to get enough nutrition from just a healthy diet.
Another very active, stormy evening, and here's our numbers on the day. Here are the numbers: 85 the high, 65 the low, rainfall ½ an inch at this location. I'll talk more about what's to come for a brighter weekend coming up.
It's an ancient Chinese therapy that's been refined over 4,500 years. Legend has it that acupuncture found its beginning in the experience of an ancient soldier. But wherever it came from, they say it works. Why millions of people use acupuncture for their health.
Right, but a talking gecko, why?
I'll tell you why. Because people trust advertising icons. Some bloke tells you to go to geico.com and you're like, really? Just who might you be? But a gecko, he can be trusted. I ask if you want to save hundreds on car insurance and you're like, yes, thank you. Mind babysitting my kids? And I'm like, of course I'll sit with the kids. You're like a brother to me.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jump right in to the best deal of the year. Drive on us with 0% financing. Plus, we'll pay for your gas, including E85, until 2007. That's 0% financing on new 2006 cars, trucks, and SUVs. And we pay for your gas until 2007. Drive on us. It's the deal of the year. Get going to your Carolina Ford dealers now.
Come on, baby, let's go. Ford F-150 Super Crew or the Toyota Tundra Double Cab? Ford's making a lot of claims about their truck. Here are the facts. Toyota Tundra Double Cab has more standard horsepower, payload capacity, and towing ability than the F-150 Super Crew, all for about $3,000 less. The full-size Toyota Tundra. Why settle for less F-150 when you can get more Tundra?
Get 0% APR for 48 months or $5,000 in total savings with the XSP Sport Package discount. Toyota, moving forward.
Since you're all in my circle, I figured we should hang out.
This whole thing is crazy.
Now that Alltel customers can call any number on any network for free, we'll be seeing a lot more of each other.
Might as well enjoy it.
Introducing My Circle from Alltel Wireless. You choose the people you call for free. Any number, any network.
For Storm Team 9 updates on the radio, listen to 101.9, Carolina's R&B leader. Philip Williams' forecast is approved by the American Meteorological Society.
This stormy evening is beginning to wind down now, so seeing the last couple of strong storms begin to move their way towards the northeast, almost out of the region, but still one storm, a strong one now, coming through mainland Dare County. That one should move through Manteo, Mans Harbor, Wanchese, and also over Kitty Hawk and Nags Head here in the next 30 to 45 minutes. Other storms now also moving their way from Hertford towards Elizabeth City, and then elsewhere across the east, mainly just some lighter rain showers. So there's that one strong storm moving towards the northeast, towards Manteo. Other storms here along Highway 17 from Edenton up to Elizabeth City. Across the remainder of the region, the showers now are mainly light to moderate, and those should be fading away the next hour or two. ViperNet 9, our computer model, takes the rain, keeps it farther out to sea through the day. Tomorrow, skies in the east, partly sunny, but you see there's still maybe a 20% chance for a stray shower for the northern locations. Otherwise, it's an absolutely gorgeous day here on Friday. If you like it warm, highs tomorrow mid to upper 80s. And check this out. This is our computer model now showing us the warm weather in the 80s for much of the region tomorrow. But look to the west. It is getting really warm out here in the Plain States. Those folks seeing temperatures well into the 90s. I do have 90s in the forecast for us coming to the start of next week. So that warm stuff will eventually work its way towards us to make for a hot start to next week. How about Storm Team 9 tonight? Look at our Storm Nets 9. This is from Hunters Creek Middle School. I wanted to show you this one because you see the wind gust there, 36 miles per hour. That was between 8 and 8:30 this evening as a strong storm moved through Onslow County. Actually, the storm weakened, and as it did, the winds rushed out of the storm, spread their way across Onslow County. There's lots of wind gusts throughout Onslow this evening. Current temperature in Jacksonville now is at 64. Our 3-degree guarantee, my forecast for today, was for a high of 85, and we hit 85 before those thunder showers began to crank their way on through the area. And tomorrow's forecast is going to be about 2 degrees above where it was today. Here's how we look from above right now. That's the batch of thunder showers now moving their way towards the coast. Many of them have now moved their way off the coast. And look what's to the west. There's some drier weather coming our way, building in time for a beautiful day on Friday. Also, Saturday should be a nice warm day for the area, so we can look for some good weather coming. It's just about here for the next couple of days. Here's how we look in the forecast for high temperatures tomorrow, fighting through a few partly cloudy conditions, and enjoy a warm one out there. Forecasting 88 in Goldsboro and Kenansville, 87 Snow Hill and Greenville, also for Kinston, Trenton, and Jacksonville. By the way, Kinston had some hail out there about penny size this evening. Also some trees down near Kinston as well this evening. Bayboro, Belhaven, seeing temps mid-80s for daytime highs tomorrow. Here's the day planner forecast. Start your day out. Temperatures in the upper 60s, 82 my forecast by lunchtime, and a high of 87. Here's how I go for the beach tides out there for Atlantic Beach. High tide 623, low tide 1144. Overnight, enjoy some clearing skies. Later tonight, low 64. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high 87, northwest breezes. And my forecast for the next 7 days. Notice the temperatures in the upper 80s here through Sunday every day. Lows in the mid-60s. Those 90s from the Midwest on the way here for the start of next week.
Boy, look at those 90s.
Yeah,
wow.
Summertime's coming.
Yeah, it is.
Less than 2 weeks away officially.
Thanks, Philip. Well, millions of Americans carry the HIV virus. It's also a sexually transmitted disease. How a new FDA-approved drug promises to keep the virus from spreading and prevent cervical cancer in women at the same time. A major airline almost lost a plane and the passengers in it, why a Southwest plane had to make an emergency landing.
This chocolate caramel ginger banana split is so cute.
Look at the little chocolate and the little caramel.
Put the two together, it makes almost an entire banana split. How cute is that?
It's adorable.
That's like those necklaces that we had when we were girls. Best friends, two halves of a heart. So dumb. Like, why we ever did that or spent money on that,
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I have no clue.
Chocolate Caramel Junior Banana Split. New at Sonic. It's our classic Junior Banana Split with a new twist for just 99 cents. Get either one tonight because Sonic's open till at least midnight.
Searching for one great SUV? Hyundai has two. Announcing the Hyundai Challenge, where we challenge you to compare our award-winning Santa Fe and Tucson and save thousands over the comparably equipped Honda and Toyota.
Do the research. Do the test drive. You owe it to yourself to get America's best warranty and check out Hyundai before you spend too much on Honda or Toyota.
Take the Hyundai Challenge today.
During the Hyundai Challenge, get a new Santa Fe with up to $3,000 cash back. Hurry. Offer ends June 30th.
How about a free sofa, or a free dinette, or a free recliner? It's all free during Schul's free furniture sale this Saturday from 12 noon until 6 p.m. Make your selection from Schul's name brand home furnishings at the comparable value price and get an equal amount of free furniture. Purchase $500, get $500 in free furniture. Purchase $1,000, get $1,000 in free furniture. Purchase $2,000, get $2,000 in free furniture. This Saturday only from 12 noon until 6 p.m. It's Schul's free furniture sale.
The Victim's Choice Personal Injury Legal Team. Have you ever heard a coach saying the team is stronger and better than any individual player? Taft, Hagler, and Barber and Wilson are pleased to announce the victims in eastern North Carolina, injured through no fault of their own in an automobile accident or other tragedy, the formation of the Victim's Choice Personal Injury Legal Team. Let our team fight to protect your rights. Call us at 752-2000 for a free consultation.
You're watching WNCT Eyewitness News 9, Nightside.
In Indonesia, measles and tetanus immunization started Wednesday for the earthquake survivors. The earthquake hit back on May the 27th. Officials are concerned about a possible epidemic there. So far, the disaster has killed more than 5,800 people and left tens of thousands homeless. They expect to immunize at least 1.5 million residents. Militants in Nigeria have kidnapped 5 South Korean oil workers. It happened in the Port Harcourt area. The militants demand the release of 2 imprisoned local leaders. There's some confusion over how many people died in this attack, but one militant tells CNN 17 members of a security force are dead after their attack. And from our nation, in Tennessee, a driver who ran from police caused a fatal crash. Police say they tried to pull the driver of an SUV over who was weaving, but the driver said, forget that, took off. Authorities say the SUV crashed into a car and then hit another car head-on, killing the driver of that van and critically injuring his wife. The collision also hurt the driver of the SUV. The pilot of a Southwest Airlines jet had to make an emergency landing at Chicago's Midway Airport this morning. This is not the video we were going to show you. That's a light Piper aircraft that apparently went down in a woods. I'm not exactly sure where that is, but the flight 1513, the Southwest flight, had just taken off from Fort Lauderdale when a small fire in one of the engines caused the pilot to turn around. The jet landed safely. The crew put out the fire quickly, and the passengers were soon on their way on other flights. And a Florida judge has sentenced a 70-year-old dog owner to 12.5 years in prison after a fatal dog attack. A jury convicted Robert Freeman of manslaughter last month for the death of his neighbor who was mauled to death by 6 mixed-breed pit bulls. The judge says Freeman will not be allowed to own another dog. And there's a new alternative medicine out there, but the practice itself has been around for centuries. How old Chinese medicine and modern-day medicine problems are being cured with the needle.
Eastern Carolina's information source, WNCT.com. Get news you missed. Replay the stories you watched.
Plastic at the pump.
Learn more facts and details.
Even my forecast, so you don't have to wait.
WNCT.com.
On the next Billy Graham television special, a story of survival from New Orleans.
A second surge of water came in from both sides of the school.
Billy Graham visits the Gulf Coast region.
Jesus is a perfect security in the storm.
Music by American Idol contestant George Huff. And a message of hope from Franklin Graham.
Friday night at 8 on WNCT TV.
Chevy Impala goes head-to-head versus Honda Accord.
Impala comes with a 211 horsepower V6 Standard.
gets better highway fuel economy than a Accord LX V6.
An Impala comes with standard OnStar. You can't get that on Accord.
Lease a 2006 Impala LT for around $229 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details.
Go to Edmunds.com and compare Chevy Impala head-to-head.
See your Carolina Chevy dealer today or visit EasternCarolinaChevy.com.
Wooten's Marine of Rocky Mount is your complete boating source with a state-of-the-art full-service facility. Wooten's Marine is a full sales and service sailfish dealer. Visit Wooten's Marine showroom and see all the sailfish models from 17 to 30 feet, all powered by Yamaha, the world's leading saltwater outboard. Wooten's Marine carries Eastern North Carolina's most complete line of boating accessories and parts. If you're serious about boating, the choice is Wooten's Marine, your sailfish dealer. Wooten's Marine, 3249 North Church Street in Rocky Mount. Wooten's Marine.
I've been seeing one guy on and off for 10 years.
What's up with this guy calling you at 2 in the morning? I've got his number here. Dr. Phil here. Stop making booty calls!
Next, Dr. Phil. Tomorrow at 5.
Alternative medical treatments are becoming more popular in the United States. In fact, Judy Fortin takes a look at the benefits of acupuncture in tonight's health report.
Acupuncture is an ancient Chinese practice that focuses on balancing the body's life force, or qi.
This is thousands of years being used, generation to generation. It's a time-tested therapy, so it's safe, and actually it's natural.
Dr. Yang Li first checks a patient's pulse to see how the heart is beating. Then he inserts extremely fine needles into points of the body that are said to stimulate energy channels in your system.
It just feels a little bit heavy.
Kristen Gorell comes once a month for treatment. She says acupuncture has helped relieve a thyroid condition and stress.
I feel like my whole mind-body oneness is in a lot healthier place than it had been before.
Dr. Lee treats a lot of chronic disorders in patients, such as headaches, joint pain, sleep disorders, and even infertility. Experts say acupuncture has few side effects, but some complain of soreness, bleeding, or bruising after treatment. Anyone who is taking blood thinners or has a bleeding disorder should not seek acupuncture treatment. I'm Judy Fortin.
The government has approved a new vaccine against cervical cancer. It's the first vaccine specifically designed to prevent cancer. The Food and Drug Administration has approved Gardasil, which can stop cervical cancer.
It's incredibly exciting. It really represents the first step in potentially eradicating a very devastating disease.
Gardasil stops the sexually transmitted human papillomavirus. Usually it's harmless, but in some cases it can lead to cervical cancer. The government must next choose how to use it. The experts believe this new vaccine could save some 3,500 lives a year in the U.S. alone and prevent 70% of cervical cancer cases worldwide. Sports is next on the night side. It's a travel day for the Canes. Brian Bailey checks in on the Stanley Cup Finals and Game 1 of the NBA. That's next in sports.
What do people have to say about the great food at Lynn's Super Buffet in Tarboro?
I have not ran into any place in North Carolina that serves as good a Chinese food as this place right here serves.
The food is delicious. They have a large variety, and I enjoy eating here.
Got one of the best buffets in Eastern North Carolina.
Visit today. You'll agree that at Lynn's Super Buffet you get more of the good food you love for less. Lynn's Super Buffet, Tarboro.
Hey Jimmy, this is Brenda, and it's hard for me to say, but I think we should just be friends. I'll try your cell. Hey Jimmy, this is Brenda, and oh, if you got my other message, delete this. You don't want to hear this twice. Let's just be friends.
Some messages you don't want repeated. Embark gives you one voicemail for all your phones. Sprint Local is now Embark. This way to common sense.
Quality from start to finish. For over 50 years, Bernie & Bernie Construction has provided the area with quality construction experience. Residential and commercial, Bernie & Bernie is dedicated to providing the highest quality of construction to customers with integrity and craftsmanship. Whether it's building a new home, a church, or a commercial building, Bernie & Bernie Construction provides quality from start to finish. Contact Bernie & Bernie Construction for your next project.
It's the 2006 pre-model year-end sales event at Greenville Toyota. Lease new 06 Tundra double cab 4x4s, just $298 a month, loaded, plus $3,000 off MSRP. Lease new 06 4Runner SR5 4x4s, just $339 per month, loaded, plus $2,500 off MSRP. Save on the 06 Prius Hybrid and gas-saving Scions. Drive the new 2007 FJ Cruiser. Greenville Toyota Scion, 3615 South Memorial Drive, Highway 11, Greenville. Call 1-800-NEW-TOYOTA.
Now, Eyewitness News 9 Sports.
It is championship week for hockey and the hoops. Carolina standing 2 wins away from a first ever Stanley Cup title while the Canes are close. The NBA opened their final series tonight. It's Miami and Dallas from Big D tonight. They are in the fourth quarter in that one. Plenty of basketball still to come. Dallas with the lead 79-72 in the fourth quarter. The story in the game, Jason Terry had a great second quarter. Now he's lighting things up in the fourth quarter. Terry has 30. Dwayne Wade has 27 points. Dallas leads Miami 79-72. Also, former Kinston star Jerry Stackhouse with 3 stitches to his nose. He collided with Shaq on a drive to the hoop, so he's got 3 stitches. They've stopped the bleeding just before halftime. Again, Dallas has a 7-point lead with about 8 minutes to play in the game. Travel day for the Canes and the Oilers as the Stanley Cup Final Series heads to Edmonton. The Oilers have trailed before in these playoffs, look to bounce back at home. The Canes have struggled some on the road, so this series is anything but over. From last night, the Canes at home for game number 2. They got off to a slow start in game 1, but they sizzled early in game 2. Andrew Ladd with the wrister early on, and the Canes were on their way. They played very well, especially on the power play. Frantisek Caberlet comes up big on the power play to make it 2-zip. Canes won it 5-zip. And these Oilers, they're in a little bit of trouble.
A lot of us are trying to do too much. And it's a situation right now where we've got a bunch of players that are all trying to be difference makers. And we need a more predictable game out of a lot of our players.
To a man, I don't think you found anybody that really liked the game after game 1, so I thought that we were shots, physical play, all the little things you need to do in order to be successful in the playoffs. I thought we were much better tonight.
Kinston now the K-Tribe back at home tonight for Thirsty Thursday. It was a quick outing for the Myrtle Beach. The game was suspended in the bottom of the 4th inning because of rain with the K-Tribe trailing 3-1. They'll pick up from there tomorrow at 5 and then play another 7-inning game for your Friday baseball at historic Granger Stadium. WNCT presenting Reggie in game 2. Baseball, the Yankees and Red Sox were washed out last night, so Kurt Schilling went back to the mound tonight for Boston. Sox and the Yankees, of course, the biggest rivalry in all of baseball. Melky Cabrera, a little love for the Sox. David Ortiz, Manny Ramirez before the game. In the first, Kurt Schilling to his former teammate, Johnny Damon. And Damon's going to hit the foul pole for the home run. But the Red Sox win and win big in the 7th, up 4-3. 2-1 for Jason Varitek, a 3-run blast. Red Sox over the Yankees by the final of 9-3. We've got some golf for you and an NBA update for you in the nightlight.
That sounds good. All right, Phillips up next. Stay with us.
Get ready for the Honda 6000. Your Honda dealers of the Carolinas are out to break all records, selling 6,000 new Hondas in June. That means you win with hot savings on Ridgeline and Civic, Motor Trend Car and Truck of the Year, or choose Accord, one of Car and Driver's 10 best for 20 years. Hurry, put yourself in the winner's circle with spectacular savings on the unstoppable quality of Team Honda. The race to 6,000 Hondas is on, this month only at your hometown Honda dealer of the Carolinas. Don't miss it.
Something different is happening at Golden Corral. Every night on the buffet, you can enjoy a different home-style dinner, different than the night before. And Friday night is Fish Fry Friday at Golden Corral, with everyone's favorite hand-breaded fried catfish and hand-battered tilapia, plus delicious jumbo shrimp and more. It's Friday. It's time for a fish fry.
Golden Corral. Everyone deserves a good meal every day.
Jump right in to the best deal of the year. Drive on us with 0% financing. Plus, we'll pay for your gas, including E85 until 2007. That's 0% financing on new 2006 cars, trucks, and SUVs. And we pay for your gas until 2007. Drive on us. It's the deal of the year. Get going to your Carolina Ford dealers now.
Come on, baby, let's go.
Well, this week we've had day after day almost of problems in the late afternoon.
That we have lots of stormy weather this week, but right now it's starting to calm down out there. Live by for 9 still showing some thunder showers for the northeast part of the state, though is about to leave the Outer Banks here in the next 30 minutes. Otherwise, skies will clear up. And look at your forecast for tomorrow. Yes, the day planner going to call for 82 here in my forecast by noon, 87 the high. Enjoy a nice Friday to end the work week.
Nice warm Friday, too.
It is really warm.
Yeah, I like it.
Dallas leading 82-78 now in the fourth quarter, 6:54 to play game one of the NBA Finals for the Nightlight. Check it out from golf, the Barclays Classic. Adam Scott, third shot on the par 4 12 hole, and that's how you get the lead from the deep rough. Nails it for birdie. 6 under par 65 on the afternoon for Adam Scott, your leader at the Barclays Classic. Not a bad shot for sure. Show it to you one more time in slow motion. Out of the deep rough and into the cup.
Very good. When do the Canes play again?
Canes play again Saturday night,
Okay.
8 o'clock at Edmonton.
All right, ought to be a good one. We want to thank you for being with us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 and 11. David Letterman's up next, so have a great night.
Stars celebrate 60 years at the Tony Awards, live CBS Sunday.